Hello everyone, and welcome to SUNUP. I'm Lyndall Stout. Wheat planting is in high gear across Oklahoma, and for an update we're joined by David Marburger, our Extension Small Grain Specialist. And David, why don't you just kind of start with an overview of how farmers are doing and how they're managing around all this rain?
Well, one thing about it, we can't complain about the rain for this year. Unfortunately, in some areas we've been getting a little too much rain. It'd be nice if we could kind of bottle that up a little bit, maybe spread it out. But again, we can't be complaining about the rain. Like you said, we're in high gear right now. We're about in mid-October, which is the optimal time right now for getting our wheat planted for our grain-only systems. In terms of progress throughout the state here, according to our latest USDA report, we're about 65–66% planted, so about 2/3 of the way done there, which is just a couple points up from last year and a couple points up from the normal here. And yeah, with the rains here, we are getting dry enough in some areas to get those drills back out again here, and we'll keep making progress.
Keep rolling along. Now, in northern Oklahoma, especially around Kay County, were there some issues with the newly planted seeds washing away?
Well, in some of those areas where they got 6+ inches of rain, if they had the wheat in the ground, it's going to be very hard for that, if it's still there, to emerge. So more than likely, in some of those areas, especially where water's been sitting for quite a while, they will probably have to go back in and replant those areas.
And then last but not least, you and the team getting the variety trials planted here in Stillwater at the agronomy farm, and then also around the state?
Exactly, yeah, we're really working hard here. We have a lot of our variety trials are that grain only system, so kind of targeting that first week into second week of October here. We're trying to get around to the different parts of the state and get those put in. I'd say right now, well, if things go well, I don't want to jinx ourselves right now, but if things go well, finishing out the week here, we'll be close to being about halfway done. And we'll be able to, and going for that second half of those trials, we'll be able to finish those up again pretty quickly, again knocking on wood and assuming that things don't go wrong.
Managing around Mother Nature just like everyone else.
Exactly. That's one of the, there's a lot of benefits and drawbacks of having the number of variety trials that we have, being so spread out. It does take a while to get to these different locations, but when we're trying to work around Mother Nature, when it rains in one part of the state, we can usually go to another part of the state.
Okay. Best of luck, David. Thank you very much. And now we want to hear from Josh Lofton on how canola planting is going.
For those guys that are uninsured or just want to get some extra acres in, we still have really good conditions. That rain really helped us out. We like to say if you got good soil moisture and you got mild conditions, you can probably still plant, and we're still recommending folks to plant the majority of this week. Even if we get really mild conditions, what you're banking on a mid-October planting for canola, you're hoping that it won't freeze until late December. And the likelihood of that is obviously going to be low. The thing they have to know is that what they planted this week and even the latter part of last week is going to take much longer to emerge. And so the big thing is to not sell this crop off. If you planted, the 5th through the 15th, you're probably looking at an emergence that we typically see in about 4 or 5 days. You're probably going to see it more along the lines of 10 to 12 days. The big thing of it is try to minimize those other stressors, because that's the biggest thing. When you've late planted your canola, if you planted this week, even if you're wanting to tickle this weekend or next week, all the other stressors have to be minimized. But know that once we get past this week, the likelihood of success has greatly decreased.